It was just after midnight, the kind of quiet that only exists in the deep countryside of America. The highway stretched out like a dark ribbon, endless and empty. No other cars, no streetlights, just inky blackness and the steady hum of tires on asphalt. Sarah, just 26, was on her way home after pulling a late shift. The hours had been long, and a wave of exhaustion washed over her. She pressed a button, cracking the driver's side window, just enough to let in a sliver of the cool night air. It was crisp and smelled of pine and damp earth, a welcome change from the stale, recycled air of the office. She glanced up at the rearview mirror, a habit ingrained from years of driving. The road behind her was as empty as the one ahead. Just darkness. She checked her side mirrors. Same thing. Everything looked completely normal. A sigh of relief escaped her lips. The long stretch of isolated road always put her a little on edge, but tonight felt different, calmer. She turned up the radio, a soft melody filling the car's small space, and settled in for the rest of the drive. She didn't notice the shadow that stirred in the back seat, a deeper black against the black. The music was a welcome companion, each note a small anchor in the vast, silent landscape. Sarah started to hum along, her fingers tapping a rhythm on the steering wheel. She thought about her bed, warm and inviting. She pictured her cat, Mittens, who would probably be waiting by the door, ready to complain about his delayed dinner. A small smile touched her lips. Just another 15 miles. The shadow in the back shifted again, slowly, deliberately. It unfolded, rising silently from the floor behind the passenger seat. It had been there the whole time, a patient predator tucked away in the dark corners of the car, waiting for the right moment. Sarah, lost in her thoughts of home and comfort, remained blissfully unaware. The air in the car suddenly felt colder, the sweet smell of pine replaced by something else, something stale and heavy. She shivered, pulling her thin jacket tighter around her shoulders. Must be a draft, she muttered to herself, reaching to close the window completely. As her hand left the steering wheel, she happened to glance at the rearview mirror again. This time, her heart stopped. For a split second, a pair of eyes stared back at her from the reflection. Wide, dark, and hollow. They were not her own. She blinked, her mind refusing to process what it had just seen. She looked again, her breath caught in her throat. Nothing, just the empty back seat, bathed in the faint glow from the dashboard. Was she just tired? Was her mind playing tricks on her? It had to be. She was exhausted, overworked. Her eyes were probably just playing tricks on her. She shook her head, trying to clear the disturbing image. You're seeing things, Sarah, she whispered, her own voice sounding foreign and shaky. But the feeling of being watched was overwhelming now, a physical presence pressing down on her. The hairs on the back of her neck stood on end. She fought the urge to turn around, to confront the emptiness of the backseat, and prove herself wrong. A cold sweat beaded on her forehead. The hum of the tires seemed to grow louder, more menacing, counting down the seconds. The melody from the radio now sounded jarring, out of place. She gripped the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles turned white. The car felt smaller, claustrophobic. Every tiny sound was magnified: the click of the turn signal she hadn't activated, the rustle of a map in the glove compartment. Her gaze darted back to the mirror, again and again. Each time, it showed an empty backseat. But the feeling, the absolute certainty that she was not alone, was suffocating her. The shadow was there, she knew it. It was just waiting. And the 15 miles that separated her from the safety of her home suddenly felt like an eternity. The highway stretched on, and the darkness outside was nothing compared to the darkness that had joined her inside the car.